99.9, that's sensitive in Southwest Florida and beyond. We're having a great time, and we got the lovely Shannon Livingston with us. And Shannon, you're just coming back from a work vacation. You were in Orlando.
It was a work trip, but not a work vacation.
Work trip, work vacation. I mean, Orlando, hotel.
We live in paradise.
I can imagine how much trouble you got in up there.
I didn't, but I did meet at your retirement party. I remember meeting the Orange County Sheriff, and so I was very hopeful that he would remember me, just in case we ran across each other again.
Did he give a opening, or did he do anything? Was he there by chance?
No, I just saw the the sheriff's cruiser outside the hotel, and I thought, oh, that's right.
Yeah, Sheriff John Mina. He's Orange County Sheriff. That's a big shit there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going down in Orange County.
I would not want to be responsible for that whole county.
And super nice guy. And I'm glad I didn't have to make a special phone call to get your happy ass out of jail.
Imagine?
Yeah.
I know, but no, it was a work trip. So I was actually the well-behaved one. I'm the only one that doesn't drink. So I was, at the booth early and ready to go. Although they were pretty responsible. I have to say, they're professionals. So they partied hard, but they did work.
And who do you work for?
Oh,
yes, let's do this.
Nice plug. Thank
you.
Old Republic.
Yeah.
The home warranties. And so it was the Realtor Convention for the state of Florida. It is what we were at. So we had a booth. There were 6 of us. I brought the snacks because I'm the new girl. So I wanted to make sure that I was really cementing all of those relationships. And I think the best way to do that is snacks. I keep telling you that. And then complain about having no snacks when I'm in here, but you're not catching on.
Well, you got to find out where the snacks are hidden.
Well, I have to go get my own snacks. I know.
You got to find out where.
But in radio, I would come in and my pastries would be waiting for me.
Your pasties?
Your pastries. My pastries. Okay. That was a different job.
Just to make sure. Just so you know, we're going to try to do on Fridays at noon and Mondays around 4, hopefully. Try to give you a little bit of what's going on this weekend or what happened during the week. What happened over the weekend on the Mondays. So we're going to try to do the lives. But remember, we need you to comment.
Yeah.
And we need a little bit of activity.
Well, let us know what's going on.
Yeah, what's going on?
I would love to cover people's businesses and charity stuff and messy divorces, whatever they would like to share. We'd love to get involved.
And you can say some crazy shit. And, we obviously kind of put up the comments that we see.
We filtered some of them.
Yeah, we have to filter a little bit,
All the ones that tell me how awesome I am, you make Diana filter out because your ego can't take it.
Yeah, that's true. And I got to tell you again, Shannon, she does look great. And,
thank you.
I have her on here for a reason.
Right.
And she brings a lot to the table. Very good on the eyes. And, and she always comes up with some crazy shit.
Sometimes I say smart things, but more importantly, I say inappropriate things. My whole goal is to make you blush at least one time during the show.
And I wore a blue shirt today, just so you know.
It's gonna look great with your red face.
Yeah. So, just to get started, today's been a tough day for me. Last night I was up real late. As you know, in Kabul we had a major incident yesterday, and I'm really I kind of spoke about it briefly. I don't like to get in too much crazy political beliefs and all this stuff on the show, but having been in the military doing law enforcement, I woke up yesterday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, and at 6 they were telling us something bad was going to happen over in Afghanistan at the airport at the time. And not more than 3 hours later, this shit happened bad. Service member, the last I heard was 13. I heard maybe possibly up to 15.
Yeah, I had heard maybe 15 earlier, but still in print they're saying 13.
Yeah, and over 200 Afghanis dead. And again, how do you prevent this stuff? It shouldn't have freaking happened the way it did. I mean, no,
they went through the scan through the Taliban scan, right? The first level of security,
right? From what I understand,
right. And then what I had heard was that they were like 15 yards away from our servicemen.
Yeah, they worked their way through somehow.
Yeah, they were very close.
And the thing about it is I think we put ourselves in a position, leadership, and we won't get into the whole bullshit of how I feel about that, but our leadership says we're leaving on August 31st. We're leaving on August 31st. All this shit's going to go. They were anticipating that everything would be all peachy keen, jelly bean, and we were all going to get out. But the shit doesn't work that way. These people do not have rules. Okay.
Right.
They do not have rules. As soon as they knew we were rolling out, they started going through the country and taking over places. And then the last place that you could possibly get out is where they ended up. The Taliban is there, and they're checking everybody before they go. And we got thousands of people over there still trying. They're making phone calls. I got to get the fuck out of here, you know? And it hurts me to know that for the last 20 years, we've had service members over there sacrificing their lives. And then just yesterday, 13 people that are out there trying to keep peace got killed for stupid shit.
Well, and the veterans that I have talked to recently feel like the time that they've spent over there has been pointless. Like, why did we go and sacrifice over there if this is what we're doing? If we're leaving our partners in a lurch, we haven't made an impact on their society at all. And of course, it's not a great relationship because, like you said, you cannot reason with them. And, you know, as a woman, to think about what is going to happen to the women under that rule, it's very difficult to even fathom, I think, being in my privileged position. You know, we all know what happens to women in those societies.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Control them.
Yeah, I heard they like nail salons, beauty parlors where these ladies were working. The very first thing they did is they went and locked up all those doors, took down all the signs, and basically women have absolutely nothing. And
burning
not
anything that says that they've been educated, that they're affiliated with the West at all, you know, really hiding any type of identity or education if that has been part of their life.
Yeah, it makes me fucking hot.
And there's no good way to do it, but I always feel more comfortable if I don't know the details of our military plans. I don't think that just because media is asking a million questions, that means that the average citizen, or certainly our enemies, or, you know, hostile people around the world, need to know what we're doing. I understand that there were agreements made and timelines, but, you know, look at how that worked out. So not a great exit strategy. You know, I hope that we don't see more horrific acts like we did, but I think that logic says we will. Yeah. It's not going to get better.
And to really simplify it, it's almost like the principal in the school talking to the bully and saying, "Hey, listen, you know, just be nice and don't pick on these kids at lunch. If you don't pick on these kids at lunch, we'll take care of you." Well, fucking they're gonna pick on them, right? It's just logic of the whole thing is really got me fired up, and people's lives are, because I know, you know, being in the military before, but I know a lot of my friends now, their kids are over there, right? Their kids are in the military.
Right.
I mean, think about having your daughter, your son, your friends knowing that you got to pack your shit up and you got to leave our country and go over there and try to help out, which we all signed up for, right? But
I did not.
But some of us did, right? Us in the military, we signed up for it. But to do it and not have a plan of action and be able to carry out what your objective is real shitty.
We went in, and I know we're not going to get too deep into it, but we went in without knowing what our exit plan was. I feel like it was an emotional thing. And 20 years ago, I was vocal about not thinking that we belonged there, regardless of who we were looking for, because it does result in loss of life and military personnel. So because I do care about our military, I don't think that we should be involved in foreign wars. I don't think we should try to set up new democracies. That does not work. We've seen what happens when we remove one dictator and put in a straw man, or, you know, try to instill someone that's going to work with us. We cannot force democracy on people that do not want it.
Yeah, and to be quite honest with you, we got fucking equipment. If you want to lay down some shit, we can fly over and drop all the shit we need to drop, right?
Yeah.
On the people who deserve it. That we, you know, and of course there's gonna be a fight about that.
We got to get our people out first.
But
that's the struggle.
Well, what I'm saying is, back in the day, that's probably what we should have done. But to plan our people in there to try to change people's minds, it's nearly impossible to do something like that.
You got to prepare yourself to be aggressive. With Afghanistan.
But anyways, that's a little bit of our political thing
it's a
there.
Heavy, but I'm glad you brought it up. We can't ignore it.
And I can't ignore. I can't. Yeah. It's so hard to, like, this weekend we're gonna go out and do shit, right? We're gonna go out and we're going to do stuff like nothing's freaking happening. And it's very hard to do that. For me, it is, right? I know it is for most people, going about their business. It's hard to do that, but that's the way that's the way it is. So yeah. So anybody had any comments or any thoughts about that, please put them down below. Again, it's frustrating, but we've been there, and hopefully we'll get through this thing. And we lost a life to anybody, and our service member is a bitch. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I know we have a lot of stuff going on in Florida that we want to talk about. Some and beyond. So the 239 and beyond. We like to talk about Florida because it's some crazy shit.
There's a lot going on in Florida.
there's a lot of media that happens here and a lot of crazy stuff. So yeah.
So on a happier note.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm a little fired up.
I know we have to get you shifted because you were in a good mood, and then you started talking about Afghanistan. And I know I was unplugged for a couple of days working, and then I was watching news last night, and it was a lot to take in and process.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
So you need to process.
So what's the happier? What's the happier note?
So happier news.
Yes.
This woman, at a Wawa's? Was that what it was?
She actually was his Wahoo Seafood Grill. That was it. Yeah, it was actually
I'm thinking about sandwiches.
A restaurant. Yeah, it was actually a restaurant. And Wahoo Seafood and Grill. I think it was up near Gainesville, middle of the state.
Mm-hmm. And she got a huge tip, $10,000 tip.
$10,000. I'm excited for that.
But was that really just a random thing? Or was it her grandpa came in and tipped her $10,000 so he didn't have to pay taxes?
From my understanding, it was, this guy had service from this person. Is like, listen, I'm going to change this person's life. Mm-hmm. Wahoo Seafood and Grill. There's the bill right there. Oh. I mean, I'd like to try to get his credit card number off that thing and maybe a couple other things, but
service.
$10,000. $10,000.
Have you worked in service?
I have. I used to make pizzas, but I've never waited tables. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, well, that's not really service. Maybe the service industry, the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've waited tables, and it's tough. I think that I tip better now. Like, even if I have really awful service, I don't tip less than 20%.
Yeah. And
that's also a shame because I think it's kind of an expectation, especially after the pandemic. Tipping 20 to 25% on to-go food, that hurts me a little. I know that makes me an awful person to admit that, but I'm not used to that. That's kind of a new expectation, right?
I consider myself a really good tipper, but when they do the thing where you sign it at the counter, like you said, to go, and then they go, would you like to leave a tip?
Right.
And you're sitting there right in front of them like, I would like to leave a tip, but did you like handed me the bag and I'm going out the door?
You didn't even bag it up. You really just took my credit card.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm giving you 20% of my total bill for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I do it because it's a small town and I don't want it to get out that I'm a bad tipper. And even if it goes on my business expense account, I can only really tip 20% and justify it. So I'll add cash to it.
Yeah.
So that I'm
and I really think I have changed with this COVID thing. I mean, I really have. I tip more. I do.
Your base is 20, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much 20. But like last night, I went out and had a drink and had some food, and then it was. I think the bill was. I think it was like
$175,
$68, and I ended up giving. I don't know. It was like 90. So I'd give a good tip.
Well, you were drunk.
Well, I wasn't, but I was trying to get there. But I knew I had to drive, so can't.
Well, and you tip differently on food than you do drinks. So I don't typically tip on the amount of just drinks,
right?
But I'll tip on the number of drinks.
Right. Yeah, and that's important. And then how good your bartender is, right?
Yeah.
If they just sling the drink over to you and they don't really have a little conversation with you, then that's
but you have to tip up front. So if you're going to be there, then you just go ahead and give them money and say, hey, I'm going to sit here for a while. And then they're nice to you. Yeah. Otherwise, they're not going to work that hard just to get at the end. Just like a valet. If you give them the 20 up front and say, keep it up front, then they say, okay. But they're not going to give you stellar service hoping to get that 20 after. There's no point.
Well, cash bar at a wedding, that's what I do. I go, hey, here's a 20.
Money, take care of me.
And if you see me wait,
when I do this.
Yeah, when I do this, I need a drink.
See, or I used to drink.
Yeah, if I walk up to the bar, I want to be, sir, what do you need while everybody else is standing there waiting? I like that.
Right. And I don't like to wait to get in either. And so I'll always throw the hostess the money if she can find my name on on the list a little higher up.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I know we have a lot of people watching. I think Johnny Rossi's watching. Johnny, how's it going?
How does he tip?
John Rossi, I've been with John Rossi. That cheap motherfucker there now. No, John is
He's
great.
A 15%.
John is John is the best, right? John is the best. When we used to go out to lunch all the time, and John would always take care of everybody. But no, we love Johnny. He's good. And then the friends that I go with a lot of times.
Do they make you pay the bill?
I do. Yeah, you guys do.
You like to pay the bill.
I do. Even
when I tried to buy sandwiches for the crew last week, you didn't let me. You forced money on me.
Yeah. No, it's good. I see Jane's on watching too. Nice to see you, Jane. I'll try not to cuss too much. I'm sorry. I apologize if I do. But no, a lot of times when I go, I like to pay if I have money in my pocket, right? Because I know there's going to be a day someday, and I always tell everybody, someday I don't have any money.
I say the same thing. I always pay, and I go, I'm going to be busted someday.
Yeah, someday I'm going to be busted.
My money goes up and down. But that's actually true for me because my money does go up and down. I'm living in a mansion and then I'm homeless. Yeah, you're pretty stable. So that's just an
somewhat. So $10,000. If you got a $10,000 tip as a waitress working hard, what do you do with that $10,000?
Well, first of all, I'm going to be super pissed that they put it on the credit card instead of giving it to me in cash because now the government knows about it.
That's true too. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
I would probably mark that off and then be like, why don't you just give that to me?
$2,800. Yeah. $2,800. You got to put it
after you have your $1,700 after taxes. What do you do?
But yeah, you take it. The cash will be good, but then all of a sudden, that's probably going to take a while for the restaurant to pay you off that money.
No, the credit card gives it to you. Well, yeah, you may not get it that night.
Yeah, that night.
Cash out.
Yeah, which is probably a good thing.
Right. But Vegas. You get it on your paycheck anyway. I've waited tables, but it was when also I was studying for my real estate license because it's tough work. It's not something you want to be doing later in life.
Yeah. No, and $10,000 is life changing for some people. I mean, when I say life changing, immediate life changing. Yeah, I mean that $10,000 you're always going to remember it, but $10,000 can get you a car, it can get you,
a business.
It
depends on your personality, though. The people that win the lottery usually lose it because they don't know how to invest it or save, or they just go out and spend $10,000.
Yeah.
And then owe taxes on something and have to try to sell it to cover the taxes and have nothing.
Yeah. We're working really hard. There's a lady that we're working to try to get on the podcast. She was a nurse.
I could see you glaze over at everything I just said because you're thinking about this possible guest. You're so excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited. So there's a fans only or only fans or
it's only fans
or
you keep calling it.
Oh, there it is. Only fans, right?
It's making me crazy.
We didn't want to put her picture up, but she is a nurse. She's a nurse or was a nurse, and I guess the boss
wears the outfit.
Yeah, the boss said, "Nah, that's not going to work. You can't be doing OnlyFans, be a nurse, and still work here at the hospital."
So she can put a catheter into a penis, but if she makes a penis erect over the internet, that's not allowed.
Well, one's a medical procedure. The other one's a little bit different.
One is not pleasant, and they probably don't want it, and the other they're paying for.
So to make
much better.
This was pre last week because if you listened on the radio, so she said, "Screw you guys! I'm making $30,000 a month or whatever the number. I'm going to find out when we get her on the podcast, right? I'm going to find out." She was making a shit pile of money. She says, "I don't care. I'm going to quit. I'm going to stay home, do these videos, make these men crazy or women or whoever's watching."
What do her videos look like?
I know she looks really nice.
But some of them are like fetishes, or they dress up like a dog, or there's like a particular thing that they do.
I think she's just cute. I don't have the OnlyFans like going, but it's tempting. So, and I'm trying to get your password. I mean, can you give me like a promotion code for your OnlyFans account?
I don't do OnlyFans. I don't like to make men happy, so I'm never gonna have an OnlyFans account.
We have to try to get Shannon's OnlyFans account.
I'm trying to get a promo myself all the time. And there are stand-up comedians, I think, and other people that now have these accounts as a matter of a social media platform.
Yeah.
So we should really have one. It's 239. We should have an OnlyFans account.
Yeah, maybe we should.
You and I could both sit here in lingerie and do a show for OnlyFans, and we'll see. We'll just test the waters.
We get zero money. But you guys probably listen to that. OnlyFans, fans, it's OnlyFans. I always get mixed up. OnlyFans is taking off
porn. No more porn.
No more porn. However, I just heard a couple days ago they're rethinking that thought.
Because everyone said, hey, did you realize that's your whole business and you're going to fold and nobody is going to pay attention to you? And they went, oh, all right.
Yeah, it's almost like saying you can't post on Facebook.
But maybe maybe it was just a marketing thing to get them a little bump in press. Like, oh, we're thinking about doing this. Oh, no, don't do that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it could be a ploy because
would you have
we're all talking about it at OnlyFans.
Yeah.
What would I do on OnlyFans?
What do you do during private sexy time? What's your thing? Do you have like a whole routine maybe that you do, like your normal thing?
I'm a pretty normal guy.
But I mean, do you have like first you do this thing, then you do that thing, or do you mix it up every time?
I'm a normal guy.
So you're not a normal guy and you're used to being in front of the camera. So why can't you just do that at home naked?
No one would want to see my white butt naked on OnlyFans.
Just to, just research.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get your passcode or a promotion code. Yeah, we're trying to get it.
That's a retired part of me. There's nothing but love for the sex industry, but no more for me. I'm 48. Okay. No one wants to see it.
Well, probably not going to.
They probably want to see it, but also my company did ask me to keep my clothes on.
Oh, okay. So that's good.
That was part of my employment contract.
Yeah. Well, keep the clothes on.
They see my Facebook, so they knew that they had to put that in there.
So, I mean, $10,000 OnlyFans, a lot going on.
No, why didn't he give the $10,000 to the naked girl on OnlyFans?
That's probably what I'm thinking I maybe would have done. But
instead of the waitress.
But she probably expressed, or maybe he felt that she needed it maybe more.
Yeah, she's going to go get a boob job so she can get on OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's
and makes the real money.
That's how the cycle works.
He just changed her life. Now she's going to have a heroin addiction and some fake boobs.
Oh, geez.
Great job.
Yeah, good job trying to change someone's life for the better. It turns ugly.
Poisoned everything that she stood for.
Yeah. So we go a little bit beyond the 239, and there's some crazy stuff that's going on in Atlanta, Georgia. This guy actually sees a mortuary van. It's running. It's at the I think it's at the cemetery. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, this guy thought it would be a great idea to steal this mortuary van. He takes off. As he's going, they call it out. The police are involved. They're chasing this mortuary van. The guy goes around the corner, from my understanding. I don't have all the particulars, but the body flies out.
Well, the body was on a gurney. So it was not in a casket where you would just see the casket come out and maybe it opens, maybe it doesn't. But the body was on a gurney and it rolled out. And then it said that staff, I don't know what that means, were able to secure the body. So it was like a runaway shopping cart, just, like going through the Big Lots parking lot or wherever they were. And someone.
Yeah, but the police were chasing them. How does staff?
Why are you going to steal a van? First of all, why not steal something that looks better, gets you away faster? You're going to get a big clunky van that smells like a dead person.
Because it was at the cemetery running, probably unattended, with a dead body in it.
But the guy wasn't in the casket, so I think it wasn't at the cemetery. It was at the funeral home.
Okay.
I don't know.
But it was probably very easy. So
because they don't think anybody wants to steal it.
Criminals take the easy path. So if you got 4 cars in a parking lot and one is running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to take that one.
No matter if it's a grocery getter or a sports car, you're going to take the one that's running. So
that's a good point. So what about the family of this runaway corpse? Do they have a lawsuit now? Are they that's pretty traumatic. Did they tell the family?
That's a good question.
It's like when an older person gets free from the nursing home and they're like, oh, do we have to call the family? Because we found them. We brought them back. They're here now. I would venture to guess that would be John Doe for a while. Yeah. It's like, it wasn't Joe that was rolling down the road as the police were chasing him. So, I don't know. Funny related story. My son works in a dispensary and this patient came in and was extremely rude, and it got into a fight with basically everybody that worked there, and then threatened to sue when he was asked to leave because he said that he was being discriminated against for, I think, being Jewish was his reason. And I believe that the manager on duty was also Jewish, but of course that had nothing to do with anything. So anyway, this guy filed suit against the dispensary because he figured that they had, big pockets. And I researched him, and he filed suit previously because his father was dropped by the funeral home and roll out of the casket. And so he sued them. Yeah, it was like in the New York Post or something, that story. And it was this same guy. So, he was Russian. He comes over. He learns like, oh, this is how the American legal system works, right? They piss you off or disrespect you, and they owe you money. And so he just goes around and files suit against anyone that will settle now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's like famous now that his father came rolling out of the casket. It's a new career.
That's it. There's a guy right on the same lines. There's a guy in Naples. I think he's from the East Coast, but he comes over and he goes in his wheelchair and he goes in restaurants. Mm-hmm. And what he does is he rolls around the restaurant. And if there's a particular place that he can't get to, such as the bathroom, a bar, a table, things like that, he rolls his ass out and he immediately files a lawsuit. And he usually averages, from what I'm told, he usually hits 3 or 4 places a year at about 10 or 15 grand a year. That's just in Naples. You shoot up to Fort Myers, you do 3 or 4 up there. You go to the East Coast, you do 5 or 6. I mean, you're making freaking 6 figures rolling around in your wheelchair.
He's franchised.
It's franchised. So,
and mobile. Yeah, that's a smart business plan.
Yeah,
he can take that wherever he goes.
Yeah, you gotta plan on that. But
why don't they put that into a legitimate business?
Well, probably it's going to catch up to him at some point, and maybe that people are going to catch on. But can you imagine this guy rolling into, I'd be freaking opening up everything. I'd be like, everything's open. Go for it. Go for it. You got to figure out who he is though, right?
Well, he's going to be in a wheelchair. That's
but there's
number one.
Well, there's clue number one.
Yeah.
But you got to figure out, which guy is it? I guess if he's trying to get and maneuver himself around, but
just be suspicious of all differently abled people.
Yeah, that's all we need. That's all we need.
That's the advice, official advice from 239.
239. Just watch out for everybody in a wheelchair. They're trying to get money. No, and it's important that these people can get around, of course, you know. So but to take advantage of it and try to make money.
And it does make it more difficult for people that are trying to champion for the rights of the differently abled.
Yeah. I think there's probably some cause to some of that, because I believe there's probably restaurants that could care less if someone can get in.
Oh, they're trying to keep him out.
Yeah, my friend's dad, he's great. He comes in, he's got one of those wheelchairs with the motor on it, and he friggin' slings that thing around and knocks people over. And when he comes in, it's Tom. He comes in and he friggin', he's doing like 35 coming in the restaurant. You better stay out of his way.
Yeah, I know a little kid. Well, gosh, he's 12, 13 years old now. But he got a motorized chair and he acts like he's accidentally hitting people. And, he's like, I'm a kid and I'm dying. What are they going to say to me?
Right. Yeah.
So that's his entertainment, is just plowing into people.
Well, and there's people that do that at Disney.
I just let them.
They jump in and they go in on a wheelchair and then they can get up on the rides quicker. That's bullshit.
Well, they don't have the fast pass anymore at Disney, do they?
I think I think they just got rid of some of that. Yeah.
But you can still take your emotional support animal. You have to wait longer in line, but you can take that emotional support animal, just strap them right in.
Yeah. Another one of my pet peeves. Another one of my pet peeves is these people.
Don't point at me when you say that.
Pet peeves. Pet peeves. Another one of my pet peeves is these people that pull up in these handicap spots.
Oh, yes.
And they get out of the vehicle. And hell, they can run a goddamn marathon.
No, you can't say that, because I had handicap parking for years.
you are the one that would make me mad.
Sometimes I needed it and sometimes I didn't. But just looking at me, because I do have an invisible illness, you wouldn't be able to know. And so one time I did have a smart ass cop that looked at me. Maybe it was you. No, it was in Flagler, and he said, "Oh, you look all right to me." And so I made Joe get out of the car, because he's had, brain surgery 8 times and has huge scars on his head. I was like, well, how does he look? Does that qualify?
and I'm all for the people who need it, but some of these people get out. I'm like, okay.
But ironically, I was the one who, and he had one too, but I was the one who needed it that day.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't use it all the time because, it's not for convenience. But people have heart issues or whatever that,
they're not visible.
You need it.
Yeah. They're not visible. And some of them, I'm like, you probably should have parked a little bit further so you
get some exercise.
Yeah, exactly. Can I say
I
that?
always say
Can
that.
I say that? Yeah, no. But no, obviously there's some folks that do need them, and it's important that you don't
and
park
Tim
there.
hates all of you.
No, I don't. I just like I happen to know a couple people that use them, and they're not assigned to them. They're assigned to a family member.
Yeah.
And they're they're using them, and that it just like.
But you know, up north too, it used to be. I would have to go in and talk to management about it. I guess that made me a Karen in my 20s. But they would plow the snow into the handicap spots.
That would. Yeah.
So I'd have to go inside and say, "Excuse me, you plowed the snow into the handicap spots." Oh, well, I said, no, that's like actually a big deal.
Did they say you look fine?
Yeah.
Why
fine? Do you care?
Yeah. Why do you
and
care?
then Joe, bring those scars up here.
Yeah. And another thing that, if you can't visibly see it, right? So you're like going through your mind, should I say something? Should I? But you really, you never know.
You never know, and it's not your business. So no, you shouldn't say anything. But I do leave notes if they don't have the parking permit. So if they just park there, and they don't have a permit, then yes, I will leave a note that says my disabled son and I do not appreciate you taking up the spot.
And absolutely, I'd write those tickets all day. Just people who are doing something.
If I ever decided to retire, or maybe I'll just take this on as an extra job, I think I would enjoy that. Just being on handicap spot patrol.
Get you on in the voluntary.
But I would have a hot
force.
outfit. Could I like boots and like a little hat? And I'd love to like knock on people's windows.
Yeah. Well, I know you're going to be very happy with me.
Why?
Because we now have the Diana cam.
Oh,
we have the Diana cam.
Where is Diana?
We always are very, very proud of Diana. Diana's
so
over there,
awesome.
and she's like the best. If we didn't have Diana, we'd be in a lot of trouble.
She understands how all the technology works, and she understands my emotions.
Look at Diana. She's over there just giggling. She's quiet. She does everything, and she's
so brilliant.
She's the best. And then, she
has her own following now, right? She's kind of doing the Amazon What's in the Box series.
Amazon What's in the Box. We buy a lot of crap here at the studio. What's in the box? Diana opens it up and you got to try to guess and see what we can do. But
and the fun TikTok videos.
Yeah.
A lot of those have really taken off, and Diana puts those together.
She's real good.
And I'm sure she's going to be here for the open house and podcast seminar that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sleep here tonight.
No problem. You got it. Plenty to eat and drink and shower and shower in the toilet, whatever you want to do. So tomorrow we have an open house.
Yes. Well, first we have the podcast seminar.
That starts at 1.
I know you don't want to publicize because it's been really popular, and you're afraid that a lot of people are going to show up.
So we have room for about 20, and we're pushing that right now. So we have a podcast seminar at 1:00. I know a lot of you folks have said that you're going to attend. And then at 2:00, we're going to do just like a little studio thing, sit down here, talk. We might even go live where some people can sit down and talk and get, hey, you're live on Facebook.
Nice.
You better.
We'll do an open house online as well.
Yeah. And then what we want to do too is we're going to do picture podcast. We're going to kind of let that go. A little contest to see if you got what it takes to, do that podcast.
So Picture Podcast is going to be the contest that the details are going to come out tomorrow. But we've been talking about it for a couple months now, and I'm so excited because everybody has a great idea for a podcast. And so we want them to come in and not only pitch that podcast, but then we're going to run them through a little bit of exercise. We'll give them a silly news story or something to kind of talk with us about, and we'll see what their skills are.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
I think we have some stars in our community.
We do.
And then they're going to win. Why would anybody do that? They're going to win their own podcast. How many episodes?
Right. We're going to do five episodes.
Professionally produced episodes of your own podcast.
A little video with that too.
And
so
some video
really
thrown in there. Yeah. Couple Diet Cokes occasionally.
Yeah. We'll throw a couple Diet Cokes, a little water in there. It'll be just a great time.
Bathroom privileges.
All that stuff. So we have a lot of people watching. I know Janice is on there. We got Gene, Vinny, always good to see Vinny down in the Keys. Thanks for letting us know what's going on down there. Vinny, we're going to have to get you like live one day so you can like show us. Vinny is a really good friend of mine.
We all know Vinny.
Yeah,
it's Vinny in the Keys.
Yeah. Vinny is a good friend of mine that he used to work with me when I was in law enforcement. He used to run the DJJ, Juvenile Justice, down at the at the detention center.
Oh,
Super guy. Yeah. And he's real big now. He's down to Key West and he goes out on a sailboat, and just a real good friend of mine from a long time. Yeah, I think he's kind of, I don't know what Vinny's. I think he's retired. I mean, he's got a good life down there. Vinny, what you got going on?
I can't be in the Keys for too long. I don't know that I would want to live there.
Yeah, probably like a weekend is good because number one, my liver wouldn't last.
Yeah, there's drinking and fishing.
Yeah.
I don't do either, and I can't be in the sun.
Yeah, there's definitely.
And the strip clubs are not great.
Yeah, I don't remember going to them. There's one that you have to climb stairs and then do a bunch of different things.
But that's the Garden of Eden. That's not a strip club. That's a clothing.
Well, there's another one that was upstairs too, though. I didn't go in the Garden of Eden, but there's another club that I remember going upstairs. That's all I remember. It's like, I don't know. That was supposed to be legit. But
if anybody has video of that, please send it into the studio.
Yeah. Well,
Diana will edit that into a TikTok.
Yeah, Diana will do that. But anyway, so we're going to wrap it up for the Friday. But remember, on Monday at 4. At about 4 o'clock, we're going to come on.
Talk about our weekend and what we did.
Yeah, it'll probably be like about 30 minutes.
We're going to actually have a lot to talk about because of the seminar and the open house.
Yeah, we got a lot going on, and anything fun, make sure you put it up on the 239 Facebook page. We'd love to see information. If you guys have something going on, make sure to put it up there too. And we just like to have fun, and we like to get a little information out to everybody in the 239. But I see, yeah, Tom has jumped on there, so I can see who's watching. So it's kind of fun. Your private. Yeah, I got like everybody who's coming on. Tom McGrail, he's always a good time.
I'll just sit over here. That's fine.
Well, you got to kind of like prep, and we'll put you on. I can't
reach your phone because I have my fitted jacket.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people. Arms. A lot of people. Yeah, you got that. So, but yeah, so we're gonna have a good weekend. We wish everybody the best. We hope the best for our troops over in Afghanistan. God bless everybody that's involved in that. The good people, and anything that you guys want to post on 239 Uncensored. If you want to let us know what's going on, Shannon's good. We actually. Not to get off that, but we actually will go out to events. If you want to have us come out, we're doing a little red carpet interviews. Red carpet interviews, and I bring a light. I bring a little dinky light. You bring awesome light. So it depends on which one of it is available. But it brings another level of excitement to your event. We don't charge anything right now. So get us while we're free, but we do want to bring the excitement to some of these community events, get a little bit of content, get some video, and your guests feel really special when I ask them questions. Yeah, it's a great thing. And you guys do a wonderful job. Thank you. And one more time with the Lady Di Cam, Lady Diana's over there. She goes and helps out too. And without her, we'd be in trouble. So and she is turning into a fundraising charity gala girl very quickly. She looks awesome in a dress. She's learning who's who very, very, very quickly. So I feel like really she's going to take over my position pretty soon. I'm going to have to stop teaching her things. You probably don't have to worry about that because no one wants to be me. We are a great team. No, we are a great team. That's good. So I feel like it, but I'm hungry. So let's go. 239 Uncensored, everything Southwest Florida and beyond. And we are having fun, and we are out.